Hello, my Dishi. So today, I've not done this for a while. For those who are of the fan of Hearted, there might be some profanity in this video. Just depends on how irate I can get about this subject. So, warning ahead, there might be a few f bombs in this, but I will try my best not to curse. So, if you look in the link, the description or annotation, whatever I'm going to provide for you guys and gals, um, it's to a video about Miyazaki. And a lot of people want to say he's a grumpy old man, like he's really rude. Um, I would say watch the video if you haven't, and then come back to this and to my video and listen to what I have to say. But for those who don't want to, I'll just go ahead and elaborate. So this is probably going to be a long video. So if you're drawing, you don't have to look at the screen. I'm just going to have a few images that flash of Miyazaki. So anyway, so basically it's Miyazaki and his producer of his studio. And they're being shown a video of a digital animation. Now, Miyazaki is a traditional artist by heart. He's always done everything traditional. And as a semi traditional artist, I understand the magical power of creating something using only your hand and getting a new idea from a mistake. Like if I'm drawing hair and my arm twitches or whatever, and I do a line that I didn't intend to do, that line could, you know, lead to other lines that either create a new location, create a new transformation. It just, you never know what you can get from that. That's something you normally don't get from digital art because you can backspace so easily in digital art. A lot of people do that. It they hinder themselves by using the tools so much to that where they handicap themselves, where their images now where you don't have to learn how to draw a head or hands, or there's a limited program out there where you could make a 4 panel comic, and then now you're a comic artist, but you're very limited in that. And I've seen a lot of amateur artists who are limited themselves, and they work hard on their craft. They work on it, or they should work on it every other day or every day at least. That's my motto. So Miyazaki basically said, looking at the image, that it reminded him of his friend, and he's disgusted by it. Like, we don't know what his friend looks like, and maybe that it reminded him of his friend, and he would never use it in his work. Now, that's his opinion, and not everybody's going to want to use your image. I mean, and everybody's not going to want to use your technology with their work for whatever reason. The image itself wasn't complete; it was grainy. No, I think they were trying to sell him a product, and if you're trying to sell somebody a product, you really want to send a the best version that you can, or a completed version, which it seems like they did not do. Now, his comments only seem harsh in Japan, but basically in Western standards, I thought it was constructive criticism to a little bit. It was just the, the but honestly, what they showed him was pretty awful, where he he states that the thing moves like it doesn't understand pain. Now, you're not going to be able to use your head as a leg and walk on it. If you can, you're probably going to die, and I wouldn't recommend doing that. Now, one of the things that irritates me is when I went to the comment section, you had a whole bunch of artists. I mean, you had a whole bunch of, I'm just going to say children. And it's pretty obvious because these people aren't artists. They have a limited mindset, and they believe that because something is new, you're supposed to automatically glorify. You're almost like they think just because something is new, it's better, and that's not necessarily the case. Because if that was the case, then you could say, "Ooh, younger countries are better than older countries," and that's not the case. I have things in my home that are older than I am that I got from my parents, and they still work. My grandmother has pots that are older than my mother, and they still work. And just because something's old does not mean automatically it's obsolete. Now, when it comes to technology, technology is very rapid. That's what a lot of people see. But when it comes to art, you really need to study your craft. As an artist, I study my craft every day, even if it's for 30 seconds to like 5 hours long. But in the comment section, you had a lot of people saying, "Oh, he's grumpy. He's a has-been." Miyazaki has been drawing a lot longer than most of the anime fans today have lived. I'm talking about the youngest two generations. Let me repeat that for some of you. He has been doing art longer than most of you have been alive. But when you decide to say, "Oh, he doesn't know what he needs to do. He needs to retire. He needs to go somewhere because he's old," you're showing your age. You're showing that your mindset is more narrow than his, because you're basically saying, "Oh, well, he's old. He doesn't like it. It's because it's new." You're basically saying, if it's new, you have to like it. It's automatically better. That's just the way it is. When you haven't been around the block to understand that just because something's new doesn't mean it's better. I could go out and create a new car, and it could be utterly crap. And if you have that mindset, you might think, "Well, Sinclair's his car's better because it's new, and my car doesn't even work." You have to understand, Miyazaki comes from a different time, and he expects a lot from artists. He expects a lot from this new generation because he sees it as, when I die, I want to make sure the mantle has passed to the next generation, so y'all can provide content that dwarfs mine in quality. But when at the end, when you have that one guy who says, "We want to make a program that draws pictures like people," basically what he's saying is, we want to automate your industry and replace you to where we don't need artists no more. Manga, cartoons, anime, whatever you want to call it. Now, this is different than like Toy Story, where it's basically a whole nother form of animation. We're talking about a computer comes up with the idea, creates it, all the way to the final product. Now, first of all, computers are not there yet. You can't. They really can't. They just got robots to walk properly. Now, have they figured out how to get robots to do cartwheels, start a car, ride a bike? No, but you want one to draw pictures as if it's a person. Now, I can tell you right now, there's not a computer on Earth that can compete with a masterful artist. An artist who you come up with one idea, they can draw that sketch, and they can just churn out idea after idea after idea. So when Miyazaki's sitting there and says, "I think we've come into the end times," I laughed. I essentially thought that is the funniest thing I've ever seen come from someone's mouth that was an insult. Now, there's nothing wrong with automation. Now, there are some jobs like how farming has got automated, so you need less people to do farming, and machines can produce more food. But trying to automate art in itself is a mistake. So, sorry guys, there was a cut. I had to cough, so I had to pause the video. So, the thing about trying to automate art, you have to realize everything that you see and deal with today was originally thought of by an artist. From the clothes on your back to the cars that you ride in, or the subway trains, or the bicycle, down to the person who draws the maps for roads. Artists create everything, but you want a machine to do that. Then what's the point of the human imagination? What's the point of coming up with shows like Death Note if a machine's going to do it? And how would a machine understand what you like? Every single one of us like different things. You can have 1 million people who love anime. Then you can have another 1 million people who only want to watch motocross races or watch wrestling. or watch women running in bikinis up and down the beach for hours on end. So when that guy looked like he was about to cry, I'm sorry. I was just like, I don't think that you're an artist at this point. What kind of artist would want to do that? To want to create something where it's not a shortcut because there are you can do that digitally to replace having to do work at all. To me, that is a complete insult to where if I was a billionaire and someone were to create a software like that, I throw so much money at them. They would sell it to me. I would own the patents and everything, and it would never see the light of day. Because I would look out for myself, and I would look out for other artists. I would make sure that thing would never come out of the light of day. Because right now, you see how the anime industry is struggling as it is, how people work hard to get to that skill level to provide content that you want to see for your enjoyment, because that it instills something into them that they love and feel. They like that feeling. But yet you're like, oh no, let's get rid of them and have a machine do it all instead. Now we've seen shortcuts in anime. If you watch Dragon Ball Super, I'm just use that because that's the last one I saw, and we saw how horrible it looked, quality wise. When talking about the story, we're talking about some of the art, and they went back to fix the art. It's sad. Or if you look at the creator Gundam, he really works hard on the quality of his shows. If you look at the latest three Gundam series, you look at the Gundams, I don't really see people complaining about that at all. So just take note of that. Now, when you're, or if you're drawing right now, and you know you're doing the best that your ability offers you, or the best that you can, keep working at it. Don't worry about a machine trying to take your job because, all honestly, science has not mapped out everything about the human brain. Like, there's so much more that we can learn about ourselves. But to not even want to try in it itself, like it just astounds me. Now, I've never seen an artist that say, "Oh, I'm perfect. Everything I've done is I cannot improve." Because if you find somebody like that, they're lying to you. If they, they can draw, let's say airplanes. You draw a Boeing 87, and then you ask the person, "Okay, draw me a dog," and then, well, I can't draw dogs. So your next comment's gonna be, "How are you perfect?" It's just you can always learn, and that's the thing that Miyazaki knows. That's the thing any artist who's been in the game 10 plus years understands. If you master one medium, there's probably another medium where you're an amateur, to where maybe there's a 10-year-old that's better than you. I know children that can paint way better than I can, and it's because it's not because I don't like paint. It's just the fumes get to me, and I just really could not deal with that medium. But I could, when it comes to sketching and color pencil, oh, I could run circles around them. But I have to give respect where respect is due. Now, back to the people who are like, oh, well, Miyazaki need, there was a comment where I think someone said he just needs to die off or something like that. That is so disrespectful. I just wanted to stick my hand into the computer, reach whoever said that, and just slap the mess up, just knock all their teeth out. Like, yes, you're on the internet, and you're a little keyboard warrior, typing up all your stuff. It just, you gotta understand, if you're not really gonna say something like that to somebody's face, don't say it at all. Now, I used to troll all the time. I remember when the internet first got big. That's how old I am, about to show my age. Where chat rooms were prevalent, and go in and just troll people for the fun of it. I said things on the computer that you can't say now. We'll just put it like that. It was me and my cousins. We went in the chat room. We tortured this girl. So don't go out and say rude and demeaning things because half the things y'all say are mild compared to the things that we said. Like we said some most vicious things. So I'm at the point where when I see rude comments like that, I wouldn't say I'm morbidly disgusted. I'm just like, really, like, and back then we didn't really have text lingo. There were no emojis. There was. This is before LOL. Like back then, it's just you said you use more. You basically use proper grammar. From at least that's what I saw from the sites I frequented. But at the end of the day, your opinions is always going to be yours. You're always going to find someone to agree with and find someone that you're going to disagree with. Now, should you run over the person you disagree with? No. Sometimes you'll come across somebody that has a valid point. Like, for instance, one guy told me I needed to put more influence from different artists in my work. And I was happy about that. It didn't matter if I agreed or disagreed. He was giving constructive criticism. And when I gave constructive criticism to another artist a few days ago on Facebook, that other artist thanked me because of it, because he wanted to grow. That's what I'm going to do. Like, if you guys were to give me constructive criticism on my videos and be like, oh, your quality's bad here. I'm talking about new videos. I'm not talking about videos from like 2009. Like my quality's improved since then. I will take what you say into consideration. This is why I ask you to, talk in the comments. I know most people don't talk in the comments. That's fine. It'd be nice to hear from you at least once. But Miyazaki didn't give any criticisms whatsoever because he really couldn't. He's a traditional artist and they were showing him something digital. I don't know if they were trying to change his mind on it. It's just at the end of the day, when you're pitching something, pitch it to the right person. Pitch it. I'm not gonna go to DC and then with a Wolverine story. That's just not gonna happen. I'm not gonna go to Show and Jump and have a Superman ripoff comic that's 100% the American style. That's just no. That's just not what I'm gonna do. But I'm going to get off from here. I have more videos to make for you guys. I'm sitting on 5. It's just I've been really sick. That's why I haven't uploaded this past week. That's why there's a gap. But until next time, keep sketching and have a great day.